I built a light reference app for artists. Welcome to how I did it and what I would do differently. For some background for why I chose this project, I'm a developer who's terrible at art. I also don't have an abundance of wealth, so I can't keep paying commissions for my assets. While searching for reference images for lighting, it always seems to be the same angle, or roughly about the same angle. But that's when it hit me. What if I could adjust the light on these images myself? Then I would have the perfect reference image regardless of what I'm drawing. I figured since I was already in the mood for learning, I'd try a tech stack I wasn't fully confident with, so I went with React. Although I know many devs have their own reservations with React, this still felt like the right move. I went through a few wireframe renditions until I found the one that I liked the best. And just like that, I have a website. Well, maybe a website, but no functionality yet. The core of the app is a Three.js seat inside a React component. On mount, I created a scene, a perspective camera, and a WebGL renderer with preserved drawing buffer set to true so that I could export the frames. I cap pixel ratio for performance and enable shadows. The UI drives two values, azimuth and elevation. I'm probably saying one of those words wrong. I convert azimuth elevation to a position for a spotlight and point it at the origin. For fill, I mix ambient light and hemisphere light scaled by a single fill level slider. What I had was technically what I set out to do, but this wasn't the limitless possibilities I was looking for, unless I plan on drawing exclusively spheres my entire life. I went back to the drawing board to figure out what this still needed. First things first, we need to add more than a sphere, so I added a cube and a cylinder. I was really happy with the app at this point. I was having fun adding objects and creating goofy 3D shapes with the models, but I knew something was still missing. In my spare time, I like making small game projects, so I have a few 3D models on deck. What if we could import these, just like the pre-built shapes I already have? And just like that, you can now scale, move, rotate, and apply color to the imported OBJ files, while also having the lighting work as expected. I guess it's time to publish and call it a day. Wait, aren't I forgetting something? Yeah, I didn't even consider phones during this build. Not that I typically neglect mobile optimization, I just didn't really consider using an app like this on anything but desktop. But this is React, so the mobile site can't be that bad. Okay, this is unusable. First thing that you notice, you have to scroll below the viewport just to see the controls. Once you adjust the slider, you have to scroll back to the viewport just to see if the changes you made were the ones you wanted to make in the first place. This is really bad. Luckily for me, this was pretty easy to fix. What I decided on was a sticky, compact control panel that stays in view. Although this is far from perfect, and I would like to iterate on this in the future, I think this is good for now. This was a fun project for me because it got me to step out of my comfort zone and try something completely different. I realized that a lot of my workflow doesn't fully transfer over despite making this a web-based application. I ran into many other bugs like the viewport not showing on Firefox and Safari, and not considering that other people may prefer using this on a smartphone. Finally, for the stuff that I do already know how to do, let's turn this into a fully functional website. To start off with, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the homepage. What we need is a section dedicated to showing how the tool works. So I wrote this small article, which also links to the complete guide. Below that is an FAQ. As more people reach out asking questions, this will be updated. This is what I figure most people are going to be wondering. After that, I made a quick about page just talking about the tool, about myself, with some contact detail. Created a small contact form that'll open up your email window in case there's any sort of bugs that need to be fixed, or if anybody has suggestions for additional content that could be added in the future. I wanted to create a few guides so that people could utilize this tool efficiently. As someone who isn't very well versed in art, I did reach out to a few friends of mine that studied art in college, and they helped me write a few of these. And I will continue to publish more guides, collaborating with people who know much more than I do. I did create a blog page as well so that people could stay up to date on any other projects that I'm working on. Last but not least, I'm going to put it all together with a footer at the bottom, and with that we have a fully functional website. If I were to start this app again from scratch, I would have stayed in the planning stage a lot longer instead of implementing features as I went along, as well as rigorous testing on multiple devices and browsers. But most of all, it helped spark that passion in me from when I first started learning web development. I had gotten so stuck in the daily grind that I hadn't worked on a project for fun in a really long time. This has made me want to go out and build more applications using different stacks and methods, not just to learn more, but to enjoy the process of web development and development in general. If you want to see more projects and videos like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you liked the video, give it a like. This is the first time I've ever documented a project and uploaded to YouTube, but the process has been absolutely phenomenal, and this is something that I would like to continue to do. So I just wanted to say thank you very much for watching, and please check out the application yourself at lightreference.com, and that URL will be in the description of this video. Thank you very much,